Breaking the Chain, the personalization of food in Buenos Aires. These shelves, photographed in a Buenos Aires supermarket in May 2016, could easily be found in Canada and represent the facelessness and placelessness of the conventional food system, characterized by the mass production and circulation of food products across the world. The self-serve vegetable section of a supermarket in a well-to-do neighborhood of Buenos Aires epitomizes the ever-increasing distance between the producer and the consumer, the depersonalization of the exchange, and the treatment of food as a mere commodity. Within the conventional supermarket, the lone consumer is bombarded with a myriad of individual choices and often feels responsible for making the right decision, even though some choices are directly limited by income. Since Mauricio Macri took over as president of Argentina in December 2015, the lifting of previous import restrictions has resulted in ever greater numbers of imported goods on supermarket shelves. This development has not only hurt the national food industry, but has meant higher costs for increasingly impoverished consumers. Argentinians, now and in the recent past, have resisted the injustices and anonymity embodied in the conventional food systems, creating alternative food networks that prioritize personalized relations and just prices, or comercio justo, for both producers and consumers. The Producer-to-Consumer Fair started in 2016 in the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of Buenos Aires. It opens once a month during the weekend so that local producers can offer fresh, organic, and reasonably priced products to approximately 10,000 residents of the city. El Galpón is another instance of an alternative food venue that emphasizes fair prices and encourages sustainable agricultural production. It was started earlier than the fair at the Faculty of Agronomy during the 2001 economic crisis. Federico, the coordinator of El Galpón, told us that one of the most important goals of the project is bringing producers and consumers closer together by cutting out the middleman. This, he passionately explained, results in lower prices for the consumers and fair pay for the producers. One of the vendors at El Galpón is El Grupo San Juan, an agricultural cooperative made up of 4 families that sells their sustainably produced vegetables directly to the many people that come looking for healthier food options. Their vegetables are a bit more expensive than conventional produce, but customers appreciate the difference in quality and the personal relationships they have with the producers. El Galpón is a space defined by personal touch. Nestor is another producer at El Galpón who makes cheese and yogurt, which we have enjoyed many times. His yogurt, stored in recycled bottles of all sorts, is cheaper and far tastier than the individually wrapped containers sold to the supermarket. When we asked Nestor what he liked most about El Galpón, he immediately told us la gente, or the people. He was not only referring to the vendors, but to the customers with whom he exchanges personal stories and recipes. Los Pibes del Playón is a cooperative bakery that, like El Galpón, was also started around the 2001 economic crisis. Los Pibes del Playón has an important social mandate. It is more than just a business where they make and sell artisanal alfajores, which is an Argentinian version of a wagon wheel filled with caramel. The cooperative strives to contribute to bettering the quality of life of the surrounding community. In a place famous worldwide for its colorful architecture and known for its extremely high poverty and high crime rates, Los Pibes del Playón has created its own alternative ways to help outside of the conventional market and state institutions. The space of the bakery is used to give back to the residents of the neighborhood of La Boca by creating training opportunities and providing support to its youth. On one of the days we visited, we met some of the children who go there to partake of an afternoon snack or a merienda and receive help with their homework. We were impressed with their knowledge and curiosity of the world outside, their politeness, and the warm relationship they have with Christina, the cooperative's treasurer. Christina, the treasurer and a member of the cooperative, welcomed us into the space, allowing us to experience the human warmth and strong sense of community that inhabits the bakery. Although the school children that frequent the place occasionally have a chance to taste the alfajores made on site, as Christina sadly told us, their price is out of reach for their families. Also sadly, despite their tastiness, the Pibes alfajores can hardly compete with the mass-produced and widely distributed Havana alfajores found at every candy store and supermarket in the city. Another interesting neighborhood-based food initiative is La Compra Comunitaria, led by La Campora, a political organization that began in 2006 to support the Kitchener wing of the Peronist Party. The Compra, as well as the mentioned producer-to-consumer fair, which was also spearheaded by La Campora, align with the goals of the alternative food movement and notions of food sovereignty that uphold the right to food. La Compra Comunitaria centers on facilitating food access and raising awareness about unfair and unjust food prices. Twice a month, La Compra buys food and vegetables at wholesale prices from the food terminal and delivers it to neighborhood headquarters in the city. Then, neighborhood volunteers organize the produce into bags to be given at wholesale cost to those residents who have signed up for the communitarian purchase. We were lucky enough to get to experience putting together these baskets at the Campora headquarters in the neighborhood of Caballito. While there, the door remained open and many people came through, even just to stop and chat. There was a vibrant communal energy built around food as a social entitlement. Many of the compañeros we spoke to at La Campora mentioned how they have seen the lineup double for La Compra within the past few months due to massive layoffs and the rising cost of food. Lucia, a 25-year-old student and political activist, mentioned how, "Last week, I went to buy milk at the grocery store and it was 5 pesos. I returned again this week and it was 12 pesos. I have been noticing prices rising everywhere, including gas, light, water. It's at least 100 to 600% higher." La Compra has now expanded to include grocery store items like dry pasta and canned goods. People's discontent over the acute food and job insecurity that have characterized Macri's government was evident in the daily protests we witnessed, where individuals carried homemade signs that equated the new president with hambre, hunger, and desempleo, or unemployment. La Compra Comunitaria aims to address some of the ill effects of the new government's policies on the population. It has enabled the chain between producer and consumer to shorten for the benefit of consumers who are quickly losing their ability to put food on their tables. La Compra showcases the Campora's stance that food should be a right and not a faceless and impersonal commodity to be bought and sold only via the conventional path set by the capitalist market. El Gopon, Los Pibes del Playan, and the Campora projects we visited demonstrate the positive impact of alternative food movements that foster the localization of our food and bring people together. By shortening the chain between producers and consumers and prioritizing community well-being, these alternative food initiatives contrast with the placelessness and facelessness of the conventional global food systems with its overflowing, uniform supermarket shelves.